If you think as a creative person, you will become wealthy, you will become successful, you will become fulfilled. Here is a statement, and I will back it up, and you can look it up, and you can study it, and you can check it out for yourself. All the millionaires in the world, all the multi-millionaires in the world, all the successful people in the world are creators. They're not workers. They figured that out. They figured that out early in life. Think about that. Paul McCartney of the Beatles is a creator. Elon Musk is a creator. I don't care if it's engineering, art, painting, sports. Think in terms of being a creator. Put your focus on creating something. And this is how the mind works. When you put your mind focusing on being a creator, if you start small, baby steps, you just start small. If you're creating a dollhouse for your kid, even if you're making models from a kit, if you just start small, it will blossom into bigger things. Just start small. The multimillionaires didn't start big. If you're an investor in the stock market, you didn't start big. You started learning, you started studying. I want to create this portfolio. Think in terms of creation. Don't think in terms of work. Because if you're a worker, you will always be working. If you're a creator, you will create wealth and success and happiness and endurance. I'm going to repeat that. If you are a worker, if you accept the fact that you are just a worker, you will always be a worker. Think in terms of ants or bees. Are you a worker? Are you just a worker bee? You're going to go to work every day. You're going to do the same thing every day. You're going to come home every day, dead tired. I talked about this before in my other videos. If you are a worker now, start thinking in terms of creativity. What can you create? I don't care how small it is. It can be the littlest thing. I don't care if you want to be a painter. I don't care if you want to build a dollhouse, like I said earlier. I don't care if you want to build models. I don't care if you want to create a garden in the backyard. I don't care if you want to build a fence. Create something. When you create something, the human mind will create more. When you create anything, the human mind will create more. It is a chain of events. That's how the mind works. It's a chain of events. It's like if I go out in my backyard. Tomorrow I'm going to go out in my backyard. I'm going to work in the yard. My first thought is, I'm just going to go and trim bushes and pull weeds. But that process, that will put me in that creative process. I'll be in that space. When I'm in that space, my mind will go, oh, I can do that. I can do this. I didn't see that. Now I see that. Being creative makes you see things. Being a worker makes you tired. Being a creator makes you see things that you never saw before. Every single moment of your day, from the time you get up and the time you go back to bed, think of creativity. Think of creating something. Be creative. Write a book. Write a song. Make clothing. Start a business. When you mow the lawn, don't go back and forth and back and forth. Be creative. I remember when I was a kid and I was on the farm with my mom and dad. This is a true story. And we had hundreds of acres of pasture land. And I would be on the tractor all day long mowing, mowing the pasture. If the cows weren't there, I was mowing the pasture, which would take all day. Here's the difference between my father and me. My father was a worker. I always had a creative mind. My father would be out there going back and forth on the mower. One line, turn around, come back. One line, turn. Me? I'm writing my name. I'm making snowflakes. I'm making arrows. I'm writing a message so an airplane could read my name because I had so much land to mow. I was creative. Because this is what, I learned this from that process. This is what I learned. If you mow back and forth or you mow in a box, you trap things. You don't release things. You trap things. So when I was mowing back and forth and going around in a square, next thing you know, there was wildlife like mice, maybe a possum, maybe a snake. They hear the mower, they hear the machine, they keep going further in. It's not logical to mow that way. So I would write my name. I would do graffiti. I would do whatever. I was very creative, and my father came out to give me lunch. He'd go, "What the hell are you doing? We got to get the job done." I literally got the job done in the same amount of time and he would, but I'm being creative. How living creatively, authentically, will open the door to an amazing, successful life for you. Become a creator, not an engineer. Don't be a worker bee. Be a worker bee long enough to make money to feed yourself, to pay the bills, to put food on the table, to pay the car payment. That's it. That's all you need to do. Other than that, start creating. Become a creator, not an engineer or worker bee. This video is about how millionaires and successful people are created. People that only focus on working will always be workers and struggle. Therefore, start focusing on anything that is creative. That mindset opens the door for continuous creativity. That, in essence, is the process for your success and amazing life. Welcome to my channel, The Book of Common Part. I'm John Tenuto. So here is the lesson. Teacher John, Professor John, is going to give you a lesson. In the next 24 hours, find something to create. In the next 24 hours, from the time you watch this video to the time you come back to it and leave a comment and tell me what you created. The next 24 hours, from the time you watch this video, create something. Well, I don't know, John. What can I create? I don't know. Yeah. Go to the store, buy a cake mix, make a cake. That's creative. Go in the garage, fix your kid's bike. That's creative. Or make a bike from scratch. Go in your car and redecorate the dash. Don't think in terms of engineering. Don't think in terms of just doing things. Don't think, oh, I've got to do this chore or I've got to do this job. Make every chore, make every job, make every responsibility a creative process. Make every responsibility a creative process. Oh, I got to babysit the kids. Make it a creative process for you and the kids. Don't just sit there and read a book to yourself and pass the time. Make it a creative process for you and whoever you're babysitting for. And that will open the door, that will open your imagination, that will open the funnel, that will open the volcano, that will open the cloud of possibilities in your life. Think of your mind as your mind as a closed system. Think of your mind as a closed system. But if you open the system, the mind can reveal, the mind can design, the mind can invent, the mind can wander, the mind can wonder, the mind can have a miraculous, oh my goodness moment or aha moment. oh, I got it moment. Every once in a while, oh yeah, oh now I got that. Now I understand. Now I get it. Boom, it's an aha moment. Where do the aha moments come from? They come from your creative mind. Don't think of your mind as a closed system. Think of your mind as an open system to everything that you want to do. Never close your mind. We are living in a society of closed-minded people. What do I mean by that? We are conditioning our children. We're conditioning our workers. We're conditioning our society to close their mind. The only thing they're allowed to put into their mind is what they're told to put into their mind. You must think this way. You must pray this way. You must believe this way. You must act this way. You must live this way. When you do that, you put your mind in a box. You put your mind in a box. So many people are living with their mind in a box. Think of somebody having a square head. Their head is a box. They're not using their mind. They are not using their creative mind. How do you start to use your creative mind? By anything creative. I don't care. If you look at my hand, you see a hand. When you look at my, I'll use this one. When you look at my hand, what do you see? I talk about this in my philosophy about immersion into the hand. When you look at my hand, what do you see? Think out of the box. Think out of your head. What do you see when you see my hand? What do you see? Well, John, I see fingers and a thumb and the lines. Go deeper than that. Deeper than the hand. What's deeper into the hand? What's beyond the hand? The elements that make it. The energy that makes it. Hold on. Must have a drink. In order to be successful, you must be a creative habit. In order to be successful, you must have a creative mind. You must allow yourself to create further than what you can think. You must allow yourself, you must give yourself license, you must give yourself privilege, you must give yourself an open door to allow yourself to think out of the box. Don't live with the thumb on you. Don't live like that. When you do, you become mundane. You become boring. You become depressed. You become old. You become feeble. You die. You literally are dying inside. So many people in this country are the living dead. They're not alive. Back to the alive thing again. I'm alive. I'm alive. They are not alive. They're walking, they're breathing, they're seeing, they're eating, they're consuming, but they are not alive. You want to be alive. You cannot be alive until you are a creative person. You will not feel that amazing feeling of being alive until you are a creative person. Hi guys, real quick. I have another channel called Luke W. Warm and the Biscuits. Luke W. Warm and the Biscuits. Check him out. He's my comedy character that I do. He's a lot of fun. Also, if you want to listen to my songs, my recorded songs that I write, go to my playlist under John's Songs. Back to the video. When I'm asking you to create something, I'm not asking you to make something from directions. As is, if you buy bookshelves from IKEA and here's all the directions and you got everything laying on the floor, that is engineering. I'm not asking you to be an engineer. I'm asking you to be creative. From scratch. Any idiot can take something out of a box and look at the paper, pick a language, and put something together, like a bike, or a bookshelf, or a desk, or a table that you bought from IKEA, or that you bought from Walmart. That's not being creative. That's you being an engineer. You're recreating something. You're taking something from a picture and you're creating it. You're recreating the original process of what it was. That's not being creative. I'm trying so hard to get you guys to understand this concept. I want you to get out of that life of being a worker bee. I want you to kick that life to the curb of thinking in terms of, I'm a worker. I got to go to work every day. It's 9 to 5. I got to work 5 days a week. I got to make so much money. I'm limit. Don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself. You limit yourself when you think of yourself as a worker. You limit yourself when you think of yourself, oh, I'm employed. Don't think of yourself as you're employed somewhere. You go there to make money, to put in the bank, to do something creative. You go there to make money, to put in the bank, so you can do something creative. Because if you keep going there, just in terms of I am just a worker, you will never, ever get out of that job. You'll never, ever get out of that life. You'll never kick that bullshit to the curb. It's all total bullshit. Working for the man, working for the company. Oh, I got a 5-year pin. Oh, I got a 10-year pin. Oh, I've been with the company. It's so sick. It is so sick. You get these corporations making billions of dollars, and you're this little guy. You're the little cog in the wheel, and you're making your widgets all day long sitting there on a stool for these companies. They are making billions. Why? Because they're creative thinkers. They created a process. They created a product. They created a product. They're up here on top of the pyramid, looking down on the worker bees. Look at those fools. While I'm worth $60 million, $100 million, $400 million, $500 million. When I was managing, I used to manage a comedy club in Orlando called, I forgot the name of it, the Comedy Zone. I wasn't the owner. I would help manage it now and then and would do the open mics and stuff. And I would get a lot of comedians, a lot of new comedians coming in, wanting to get stage time. And I literally could predict who would make it and who wouldn't make it because of their act. Because the ones that didn't have an act, they were creative, made it. The kid that comes in, the guy that comes in, the girl that comes in, and they're going by a script and scripted dialogue, and it's rehearsed, and they've got this bit down. They call it a bit. Oh, you got 5 minutes, you got 10 minutes. They got their bit down. That's as far as I got. But then again, I'm sitting there. This young guy comes walking in, bright orange hair. I was in my 40s. I guess he was in his 30s, maybe 20s. I might have been older than that. He goes walking in. He's got this trunk. It's on stage. And he's using his imagination. He's being creative. He was a creator. He was using him. He would take something out of the trunk and he'd make reference to it, and people would laugh their butts off. Okay? And his name was Scott Thompson. But Scott Thompson decided to be Carrot Top because of his hair. I remember him as a kid coming into the Comedy Zone. He made it. He's in Vegas. He's doing great. I wish him well. Any comedian that came through my club that was like that, that was creative, did well or is doing well because they're creative. They're not memorizing a script or the jokes or writing a bit. That's another analogy of creativity. Find your creativity. Find what makes you tick. What turns you on? What gets you going? What makes you going will create creativity, will foster creativity for you. What makes you going? Oh, I like to tinker on cars. I like to work on cars. I want to race cars. I want to build cars. I want to refurbish them. I want to make them new again. That's creative. Become a creator, not an engineer or worker bee. This video is about how millionaires are successful people because they are creative. People that only focus on working will always be working and struggling. If you always focus on, it's just, I got to go to my job. I had a girlfriend like that one time. We are no longer together. I had a girlfriend like that one time. And we would it's like oil and water. We wouldn't get along because I was a creative person. She wasn't. Oh, you need to get a job. You need to pay the bills. You need to be responsible. No. You know what she's doing? She's still working at the same company. Hold that thought. Okay, think of your mind, not your brain. Think of your mind as a sleeping giant. It's in there, and it wants to come out. It wants to create anything. It wants to create amazing things. It wants to bring a great life to you. But you can't do that unless you would allow it to do that. We live in society where, we get a thumb on you, and you got to do this, and you got to think this way, and you got to act that way, and you got to look this way. You got to become this. Be a creator. Start small. Just be a creator. Here's how it works. If you just start small, I don't care if you're painting a painting or you're building something out of a box or you're being creative at work, whatever you do. When you do that, you're opening up the funnel. You're opening up the tunnel. You're opening up the pathway to that creative part of your brain. Don't think in terms of a worker bee. Get out of that mindset. You're not a worker bee. You're a human being. You've got amazing possibilities. You can't use those possibilities unless you let it free. You have to let it free. You have to let it loose. Don't confine it. If you're going to read a book, read it backwards. Do stuff completely different. Okay, here's a good example. You and your girlfriend, or you and your wife, you bought a new house, and you want to remodel the kitchen. You're going to go in there. You got a sledgehammer. Excuse me. You guys have sledgehammers, and you can have goggles on, and you're going to bust the walls down. Do it creatively. Set a timer. Say, John, you got to knock that wall down in 4 minutes. And you're busting the wall down, and you're laughing. You're having a blast. Don't think it as a construction thing. Think it as a creative thing. Don't think of it as a construction thing. Don't think of it as an engineering thing. Don't think of it as a remodeling thing. You're not redoing anything. You're recreating something. You're not redoing anything. You're recreating something. You're not redoing the room. Don't think in terms of, oh, we're going to redo the room. No, you're going to recreate the room. Don't think in terms of, we're going to go on a vacation. You're not going to go on a vacation. Don't think of it as an engineer. Don't think of it as a driver. You're not going to go on a vacation. You're going to create a vacation. You're going to create a great experience. Change the way you think. Change the way you think. Don't think of it as, we're so set in that mindset of we're just workers. We're just engineers. We're just designers. We're just architects. We're just follow the rules. We're just follow the numbers. Follow the road. Create your vacation. You're on vacation. You're driving down the road. You're driving down the freeway. You're on the same road everybody else travels on. Get off the road and go into the towns. Get on the road and go to the mountain view. Go a different way. Go a creative way. Don't follow the status quo. Don't let your mind, excuse me, don't let your mind follow the status quo. Hang on. Think always out of the box. Think always creatively. Think always don't think as a designer. Darn it. Don't think as a designer. Think as a creator. You say, well, John, designing is not creating. Designing is only creating if you're designing something new, something original. When I was a songwriter, when I was performing, I would always lean towards singing my own songs. I found it so redundant and so boring and so mundane to sing the same songs over and over and over and over. I'm not a jukebox. I'm a human being with a frog in his throat. Be a human being. Allow yourself to be a human being. Don't get caught. Don't let yourself get frozen in this space of this is all you can be. You're just a worker. You're just a laborer. You're just a number. You're just another person. You're not just another person. You're a miracle. You're amazing. You're incredible. You're extraordinary. You have something in there that's amazing. You can't let it out unless you start. You can't see it unless you start. You can't develop anything great in your life unless you start. And you can't start until you accept it. You would accept the fact that you have an amazing brain. Forget the word brain. Mind. I don't like the word brain. You have an amazing mind. Use it. Don't cover it. Don't hide it. Don't be repetitive. Do not be repetitive. If you're practicing guitar, on piano, you practice guitar, you got to be repetitive to learn scales. I understand. I've been through all that bullshit. But there's a point where you got to be creative. You've got to be creative. And don't give me this bullshit. Well, I'm not a creative person. You have a mind. Your mind is the creative part of you. You can say you're not creative, but your mind is. You need to let your mind control you, not you control your mind. Let your mind control you, not you control your mind. Don't let anything on the outside of you control your mind. Open your mind. It's like a volcano. You got a little teeny volcano. It's your mind. This is a metaphor. You got a little teeny volcano that is your mind. And it's just going poof, poof. And a little smoke coming out, poof. It's trying so hard to explode. It's trying so hard to create life, create amazement, create this funnel of energy, this funnel of creativity. It's trying so hard, but you're not allowing it to. But here's the answer, the golden nugget. Here is the answer to this video. If you just start small creative steps. Like I said, but me and my rocks and me and my garden, me and the mower, you making a cake. And if you're going to make a cake, be creative. If you go to the store and you buy a mix and you buy the icing and that's not being creative. That's you being an engineer. You're following the instructions. Don't be an engineer. Be a creator. The engineering part happens automatically when you're a creative person. Start from scratch. Get some flour. Get some dough. Make the pie pan. Make the crust. Make everything from scratch. From scratch. That's using your creative mind. Oh, I can throw some of this in there, and I can throw some of that in there. And, oh, maybe some strawberries, and maybe some apples. And I'm just saying. Trust me on this. I know. If you just start small little baby steps, anything, some little tiny little creative, I don't care if you got a little paint set and you're gonna draw people on paper and cut them out and paint them and stick toothpicks on them for legs and arms, and just do anything creative, and that will open the floodgates of your mind, and makes you go, oh, now I know. Oh, now I see that. Oh, now I understand that. Because it's all there. It all wants to flood out. Think of it like you got a dam. Think of your mind like it's a dam. You got this dam blocking all this progress, all this untapped ability. Think of it as a dam, and all that's behind the dam. Like it's water. It's like a water. Look, water is going to be your subconscious mind flowing out, your creative mind flowing out. It's like a dam. And so all of a sudden there's this little crack in the dam, and water's starting to come out. It's starting to come out, and next thing it realizes your mind, if I can put a bigger crack in this dam, I could really create something. I can create a whole river. Create a brand new river. That's how your mind works. That is how your mind works. Start small. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm giving you a lesson. Just start creating anything. I don't care if it's finger puppets. I don't know if it's back at the coffee shop, taking the cup and crunching it up and putting straws in for arms and straws in for legs and sticking a napkin on top of it for the head. We did this when we were kids. We would do stuff like that for kids to get people's attention, to laugh at us. I'd put a straw in my nose, whatever we do. We did this when we were kids, but when we get older, we're like, oh no, you can't do that. You got to be responsible. You got to get a job, John. You got to go to work, John. Get that back. Don't ever lose that. Work on getting that back. Every day. Something. Pick something just to create. Not engineer. There's a difference. There's a difference in creating something from scratch and engineering something from the rules. Break the rules. Create something from scratch. Gotta go. Love you guys. All this is in my book, The Book of Common Point. Love you guys. Have a great day. Get to work. Open your mind. Open up that follicle. Let that monster out. Let the beast out. And you will have an amazing mind. And as I said in the beginning of this video, the people that are extremely wealthy, the people that are extremely successful in life, they know that. They know that simple thing. If I do something creative, I'm going to do very well in life. They know that. Now you do too. Work on it. Work on it. Work on it. Gotta go. Bye now.